Yo, what's going on, my people? It's your big homie CTG, and I'm back at you guys with another banger of a UFC 5 video, because in today's video, we're going to be doing part 2 of breaking down the mega fight between Martial Mind and Nas. Now, if you guys checked out the other video, you know fight 1 was absolutely crazy. I mean, it was super close. Both guys made really good adjustments. So we're going to be breaking down their second fight. And I decided to make this a 2-part series just because that first video was 38 minutes long, and that was just one fight. So this is going to be the second fight of the video, and I believe this is the last one. Nas right here is going to be using Dustin Poirier, and Martial Mind is going to be going with the Charles Oliveira pick. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
He decided to go lightweight and go with Dustin.
All right, so we're going to do the same thing as we did last time. Sorry. I'm going to be pausing it, breaking things down as I see it. But you're going to be hearing a lot of Martial commentary as well.
Poirier, and I'm going Charles Oliveira. I don't even know why the hell I picked Charles, to be honest with you guys, but I kind of, let me see if I can stand with his Dustin.
Now, I want to pause it right there because of what Martial just said. I did find it very interesting that he did pick Charles Oliveira against Dustin. This isn't necessarily a terrible matchup, but this is a matchup more you want to pick if you're going to be trying to grapple, because that's where Charles is going to have the advantage over Dustin Poirier in the game. But it's not a terrible matchup in terms of the stand-up either, because Charles Oliveira does have good punching power. He does have good punch speed, and he is durable and has a good chin. But it was an interesting pick when I first seen it, that Martial Mind did go with Charles Oliveira against Dustin, because in the last fight he had a chance to grapple Nas with Ilia Topuria and he passed up on it. So as well as in other fights that I've seen, Martial tends to go and try to fight you in the area that you're the best at, just to kind of test himself and to test to see whether you're really good or not. So once again, an interesting pick, but it can still be done.
Fucking hell, bro. Dustin Poirier hits so fucking hard, bro. That left hook he landed on my body just freaking vibrated my whole entire controller.
All right, now I want to pause it right here because we're seeing the same thing that played out in the first fight. Both guys, Martial Mind is really trying to put the pressure on Nas a little bit here. Nas is playing off the back foot very well, being patient, picking his shots. Martial Mind is cracking off those calf kicks like he did with Ilia Topuria against Conor McGregor. The only thing that I see that Martial is doing different is he's added in that knee. And that's actually like an inputted knee, which is a very smart thing to do when you're using Charles Oliveira, because he is a longer fighter. If you try to rip to the body with those long arms, those animations could play out just a little bit slower than they would on somebody like Dustin Poirier. And that's going to give Nas a chance to counter with the uppercut. So that knee could be a big part in the Martial strategy to try to get that block lowered. But overall, these guys are fighting the exact same way than they were in the first fight, which is going to make for a really crazy fight if it plays out anything like it did in the first fight. Nice clean combo by Nas right there.
Fuck. Here we go. I do not want this. This right here. Don't want that, bro. And I really don't know. Yeah, he's probably not going to respect the power too much coming from Charles Oliveira. Back up, bro. God damn it. God damn it.
Now, I want to break down what's happening here. And something that Martial said, it's not that he doesn't have to respect the power that's coming back from Charles Oliveira, because Charles Oliveira does have good punch power in the game, but this is the range that Dustin Poirier if you're going to use Dustin Poirier, that you have to fight at. Nas has to be in that pocket. He cannot be fighting a fighter like Charles Oliveira off at distance, because it allows Marshall to crack off those kicks, those knees, if he's able to time Nas coming in. And if Nas isn't careful, he's going to eat a lot of those knees, which are going to damage that body quick. So this is really the range that not only does Nas want to fight at, it's the range that he has to fight at if he wants to be effective with Dustin Poirier. So the tip for you guys, if you guys are Dustin Poirier mains against fighters like Islam and against Charles Oliveira, you have to take some sort of risk and fighting in the box like this if you're going to be, or fighting in the pocket like this if you're going to be successful. What Nas is doing here is not only is he's picking up the pressure, which is going to make every input that Marshall Mind throws out very important to pay attention to when he's timing things out, but it's also going to allow Nas to play that slip game that we know he likes to play. He likes to pull, he likes to slip off, he likes to rip to the body. It's going to implement that style of gameplay even more with him pressing forward. And that's why Marshall in the last fight and in this fight as well is not trying to allow Nas to walk forward too much, because the more he walks forward, the higher of a chance that he's going to find one of those slip counters and do some heavy damage. And especially in this matchup, Dustin Poirier, when he gets rolling, he's very hard to stop, unless you have a fighter like a Conor McGregor, or you have a heavy hitter like Michael Chandler, or somebody like that, somebody that's a little bit shorter in the pocket and that has good power. It's very hard to stop. So I'm assuming this face right here by Marshall is a real look of concern, because he knows Nas is trying to pick it up. He's starting to try to establish a rhythm on him and a pace on him, so that way he could try to get him out of here a lot faster than what he did in the last fight. Oh, nice uppercut.
Okay, yeah, this is bad. This is absolutely terrible, bro.
All right, so we see what happened right there is exactly what I was talking about, why Marshall was trying to work those knees, right? I told you guys, he's trying to work the knees because those body punches from Charles Oliveira are going to be a little bit slower than if he was using a faster fighter, obviously, or a shorter fighter. And Nas reacted to him twice. He caught him with rear uppercuts twice. So that's why that's what really makes this matchup tough for Marshall in terms of going down to the body, is because anytime he throws those rear hooks or those lead hooks to the body, he's going to be susceptible to that uppercut every single time. He tried to double dip, kind of just thinking that Nas wasn't going to throw that uppercut again, but Nas did a very good job of reading it out and knowing that's what Marshall was going to do and punished it correctly. And it got a heavy amount of damage off on Marshall Mind early in the first round. So this comeback is not impossible to do, but you're not off to a good start. I'm not going to lie to you if you're Marshall Mind. But on Nas's end, this is really where you want to be at. This is why he was putting that pressure on him, to get him to make mistakes like he just made.
No.
Interesting to see him try to grapple Charles Oliveira.
Holy shit. Damn.
All right, now I want to pause it right there because I want you guys to see what Marshall just tried to do. And this is going to be a tip for all of you players that don't use this strategy. You've seen Marshall try to clinch to try to circle himself off of that fence. And that's a very good strategy to do. You need to be careful against high-level players because they know that this is a viable strategy to do. But if you can work, if you get trapped up against the fence, if you can try to time out a clinch, do it. because that is going to allow you to circle your back off the cage. And sometimes your opponent will even let you circle them right back onto the cage and reverse cage position. Guys like Manny Longlegs, he does this all the damn time, and it's literally his strategy in the game is to back up, get you to walk forward, clinch you, reverse the cage position, get you up against the fence, break the clinch, re-clinch you, put you up against the fence, take your back, and sit in back sitting all day. So literally, you can use it to reverse cage positions, and literally that can be a strat for you. So just a tip for you guys that don't use this, clinching when you're up against the fence is a very, very good method to allow yourself to reverse cage position and get your back up off that fence. Grab some water over here. I'm getting hot and heavy early.
This pressure right here is the fucking hardest to deal with. Because he's not throwing combos, bro. He's fucking just suffocating you with his press. This is what I'm talking about, bro. This type of pressure, this is what Conor does in real life. He suffocates you and makes the whole entire octagon feel claustrophobic. If you don't fucking do shit, he just shreds you. Then when you try to throw, he slips and counters you, and he's so fucking powerful.
Now, I want to pause it right here because what Marshall just said is absolutely true, and this is a beautiful example of what pressure should look like in UFC 5. You see Nas is pressuring very, very well by just walking forward. He's not overcommitting a lot of shots on the block. He's not, he's not going crazy with combinations. He's not slipping all over the place. He's not doing any of that. He's literally just chop stepping, walking forward. And what I mean by chop stepping is you move, you let go of the stick. You move forward, you let go of the left stick. You move forward, you let go of the left stick. Like, you're not walking into your opponent. You're just taking a step forward, then planting. Taking a step forward and planting. That's allowing you to be ready to throw a stationary combination whenever is necessary. And that's what's really making Marshall Mind feel very, very uncomfortable. He's feeling uncomfortable because he sees that he's walking a little bit, planting. He's walking a little bit, planting. He's throwing offbeat strikes, single strikes to see if they land, and then he's going to try to combo right behind it. And it's a very, very lethal way to play and the perfect way to put pressure on an opponent. So very, very high level stuff right here from Nas UFC. He's doing a great job of putting the pressure and really making Marshall feel uncomfortable. And that's why you see a lot of the offense from Marshall has really gone out the window. He's not throwing anything. He has to be defensive because he never knows when a stationary strike or a stationary combination is going to come out. He doesn't know when a slip is going to come out. So instead of taking any kind of risk like that, he's just shelling up defensively. So beautiful work.
People will tell you he's playing. This is meta, and that's why you can't know. You can't deal with this shit because this is ridiculously hard to deal with, bro. And he's good at it. He's highly skilled at this type of pressure. And that's what I'm trying not to fucking deal with, bro. Should probably grapple him, but like, kind of want to see where this is going to go.
Now that's the key right there that Marshall just said. Grappling. Grappling will shut this kind of gameplay down. Clinching, grappling is going to be the number one way to deal with this style of play. The second way is going to be to get in the pocket and land shots of your own. It's a little bit of a riskier maneuver, obviously, because you're so close. You make one mistake, you can get put out. But it's better than being defensive the entire time, right? At some point, you're going to have to answer these shots. You cannot just allow somebody like Nas to pressure you, or anybody, myself, Swiss, any pressure fighter that you know, you cannot allow them to be this comfortable in the pocket with you. So maybe Marshall will grapple. I highly doubt it. But if he's not going to grapple, he has to go and gain some respect from Nas in this pocket to make him alleviate some of that pressure and start fighting off at distance a little bit. And that's going to be the challenge for Marshall heading into the second round.
You ready to fight? You ready? Let's do it.
Yo, I got wrecked in the first round. Yo, Nas, can I fucking breathe, bro? Damn it. See what happens when a small tactic changes? Like, I just had a war with this guy in the first fight. And in this second one, he's just fucking me up, bro.
All right. So I want to pause it right here because what's happening now is Nas is now playing freely. He's now not only setting up counters, you see him slipping off to the side and then ducking underneath because he's anticipating a hook. So he's basically trying to counter a counter. So he's trying to counter the counter that he thinks Marshall is going to throw. So Marshall's going to see his head move out here. He's going to throw the hook. Nas is going to slip underneath. He's going to come with a rear uppercut, or a lead hook, or a straight, whatever strike he decides he wants to choose. And he's going to try to counter that way. So he's going to counter the counter that Marshall's trying to do. Marshall hasn't fallen into that trap because he's so his chin health is so messed up already that he's not going to take that risk. But Nas is playing really, really freely. He really, really is. And the biggest reason why Nas is, I feel, in my opinion, is having so much success is because, number one, he got the damage off in the first round. He lowered that chin health considerably. He's got the long-term stamina advantage again. But he's also got the power advantage, right? He's got Dustin. This is Dustin's range. This is what Dustin does very well in real life. And this is basically how Nas is playing it right now. He's slipping, he's moving, he's cracking those shots inside the pocket, and he's really got Marshall mind on the rope. So I wanted to break it down so that way you guys know exactly why this fight is playing out the way it's playing out right now.
Because of this one small detail, he is advancing. God damn.
A three-piece, nasty.
Oh, I did not. What the fuck? I did not know he was going to spin right there.
Now, right there, I want to pause it. Right there is where Nas will get himself in trouble. If Marshall was playing it patient, or Marshall seen that, where he was throwing with no stamina, had he popped out a front kick, Nas would have got absolutely obliterated, and all of this work would have went out the window. He needs to stay patient, and this is a struggle that a lot of us elite level strikers have. When we get somebody hurt, we're trying to put them to sleep, bro. But you leave yourself open to getting countered, and luckily he got away with it because Marshall was trying to regain his head health and really wasn't paying attention to that stamina. But that is where Nas could really get himself in trouble. And if you fight somebody that pressures like Nas and you see that, you need to punish. Use that opportunity to reverse the cage position, shoot for your takedowns, chop the leg, do something and make them pay for it. Because if not, you're going to end up exactly right where you were before, and he's just going to go to work on you. That's
He
how
is
quick
too
it can
good
spiral.
at that, bro. Like, you can't stand in front of this guy, bro. You cannot stand in front of this dude. He is too fucking good at that shit, bro. Like, it literally looks like he just fought two different people. Like, we have this competitive ass fight in the first fight, and then fight number 2, he makes me look like an actual bum. That's...
All right, we're going to go ahead and slide through to the next fight, and it looks like they're going with the same fighters again. Let's go ahead and jump into that fight. But really, the main thing, the main difference in that first fight was that Nas landed a lot of damage in that first round. He was able to establish his pace on Marshall, and he had Marshall playing very reactive to the style that Nas was playing, and that's not what you want to do against guys like Nas, and against elite level pressure guys. You have to punish them. You have to be willing to exchange with them in that pocket, because if you don't, and you just allow them to just be doing all this and not having to eat any kind of strikes, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. So let's see if Marshall makes the right adjustments here in this second fight.
I was thinking about going Conor McGregor, but I kind of want to see if I can deal with this with Charles Oliveira, if I implement some grappling as well, and fight harder to prevent him from backing me up.
Nice. All right, you see Nas circling off. He reversed that cage position.
Yeah, Nas, your Dustin Poirier is better than your Conor, bro. 100%. And I can see it. Like, come on. He's way more confident with Dustin too. Like,
all right, so that was a beautiful adjustment right there with what Marshall did. He used that clinch. He used it in the last fight, but he used it only to try to get himself out of a bad situation. But here he used the clinch offensively. He was able to hit that trip and get himself into side control. Very, very good stuff. That's going to really make Nas have to think about when he's just standing in front, and even when he's moving off, because if he slips and Marshall gets that clinch, he's going to be in a really, really bad spot, especially because Charles Oliveira has that standing ghillie, and Marshall is very, very good at subs on this game. So very solid work. I wanted to address something that Marshall said, that Nas is better with Dustin than he is with Conor, and that might not be necessarily true. I feel like Nas is just more comfortable being in the pocket with this matchup with Charles, as opposed to Ilya. Ilya has that 98 punch power. Charles, I believe, only has 93, 94 punch power, and he's not really, he's a longer fighter, and his the way that you play him is going to be really, really different compared to Ilya Topuria, right? So I feel like the matchup is dictating the success that Nas is really having. I mean, he's implementing a great game plan, and he's more confident, but his confidence, I feel like, is dictated based off of the fighter that Marshall Mine chose. So that might be why he's having a little bit more success this time around with Dustin Poirier. But I mean, overall, he's putting together a striking masterpiece on the feet.
Again, maybe it's because I'm not using some, like, I was gonna go Conor McGregor just to prevent it from like marching me down, so I can have someone with power. But I kind of want to see what happens if we do this. I've not grappled him, so why not? I don't like this. Yeah, he'll deny everything. Oh my God. Fuck that one up.
I was doing a good job of gaining that GA off his back.
Yo, that GA built up so quick. What the fuck?
Ooh. All right, I need to pause it. Probably should have paused it after he got the sweep. For those of you guys that are newer to the game or that don't do this, the punches off your back are a good way to gain GA. For those of you guys that don't know what the GA is, it's this meter up at the top that goes both ways. It lets you know who has the grappling advantage. That's why it's called the GA meter. And it's going to make your transitions quicker based off of how much GA you have swaying in your direction, right? So Nas was punching. He threw off a lot of punches, and he gained a lot of GA. I think about 75% of the bar went his way, and that's what allowed him to sweep Martial Mind that much faster. And then he wasted no time capitalizing on it. He really didn't. He went immediately to full mount, and he was able to block a transition escape from Martial Mind right here. And this could be very, very troubling. So not only does Nas have good striking, he knows what he's doing off his back too. There's the arm triangle. He faked. He got Martial Mind to bite on it.
He's faking it. He's faking it. Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
All right. Something I want to point out there. And this is something that's become very, very controversial as of late. And they're working on getting it, maybe even getting it banned in some fight leagues, is that arm triangle is very, very nasty. Because if you fake out of that arm triangle, it actually gives, if your opponent bites on it, it actually drains their stamina. And that's why you guys see a lot of guys, a lot of submission heavy guys, they go for that arm triangle. Because if you fake up and you're the attacker, which in this case was Nas, you fake it, they bite on the fake, they lose, their stamina drains down lower than yours, and then that's going to allow you to drain even more of their stamina more quickly. And because there's no fake out of there for the defender in there, it's very, very difficult to get out of if you bite on that fake. So that's why that worked so effectively right there. It's a very, very commonly known strat that I would assume probably is going to get taken out of the game pretty soon. But yeah, it's a very, very thing. So if you get subbed from a lot of arm triangles up top and they go for the fake and you are like, damn, I denied it, but why did my stamina go down lower? That's why.
I thought that was a Darce. Bro, what the fuck, Nas? Like, why are you just going to mount like that? That's crazy, bro. Like, I'm so shocked he's doing that.
There's the heel hook.
Without building GA or nothing, just boom, to mount. I'm going to start doing some of this stuff, man. Because, like, these guys will do things that don't make sense logically, but, like, it works. You know what I mean? Like, that mount transition is very easy to deny. But, like, I'm realizing, like, because he fucking slipped through on the first time by just going for it. And I wasn't, like, I didn't imagine he was going to just do that. And he did and got through.
Yeah, it's unexpected. It's unexpected, and that's why he did it. This is what
Romero tells me every single time. It's like, sometimes you got to, like, just go for shit without, like, overthinking it. And I have a problem of overthinking when I'm on the ground. I'm like, yeah, no, my opponent is nigga. What the?
There was that pre-denial.
That deny like crazy. You see? What? Yo!
Now I want to pause it right there. Nas is having a lot of success. Number one, because he's going for the transition when Martial Mind is not expecting it. And two, he's cashing Martial Mind in punch animations. It's a very, very common thing for all my grapplers out there and people that want to get better at grappling. very, very common knowledge. If you can catch your opponent in a punch animation and transition while they're punching, it's very, very difficult to deny it. And I feel like that's a little bit of why Marshall is getting caught with these transitions. But that on top of he's going for it when Nas is going for it when Marshall Mines is not expecting it. So very, very two common things to keep in mind when you're initiating ground game like this that could be very, very useful for you.
Nas. Don't, bro. What the fuck? He's gonna go for that again. What? Oh, Dustin Poirier has that?
Wow, that Kimura reversal.
You have got to be kidding. I did not know Dustin Poirier has that. What the fuck?
All right, so what just happened right there, I want to break down to you. Dustin Poirier has that Kimura reversal from top. If somebody tries to go for back sitting and you hold down, oh man, what is the input? I believe it's R2, L2, and the denial. You have to be very, very quick with it. It'll roll them into a submission reversal, and you'll go straight into the Kimura. And Marshall actually just got caught with that Kimura submission. Nas was able to catch it, but very, very clean work. You have to anticipate that your opponent is going to go for that. It was a very, very good read by Nas because previously when he got denied, Marshall Mine went for the heel hook. So it's kind of just kind of thought elimination that, hey, you know what? He's probably going to try to go for back sitting this time instead of going for the heel hook. And good job by him reading it and actually getting that Kimura. There's the stamina drain. He tried to go for the arm triangle, or tried to go for the get up right there, actually. Or the posture up, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's fucking good everywhere, bro. Yeah, dude. When it comes to the submissions, he's feeling right now like, oh my God. Like, bro, you're gonna have to explain to me your logic with that. He's not trying to go side control, not one time. Yeah. You have to explain to me your logic with that, Nas. Because I don't get it, bro. I don't get that.
This is a battle.
What is
Nas
this
isn't
grappling?
blocking.
What are we doing right now?
Now, something right here that I want to touch on that I don't see a lot of people doing, that Marshall isn't doing really right here either, is with Charles and with people that have rubber guard, you get so caught up in that down transition that you can fake going down. It's very, very quick that you can fake it, and it's very hard for your opponent to get a read on. A lot of people tend to, flick down, elbow, gain all that GA like we were talking about earlier. But in this case, it would really benefit Marshall to actually go for the rubber guard because Nas probably isn't expecting it. And it's a dominant position on the ground that you can hold somebody like Dustin Poirier in because I don't think Dustin has stack guard from rubber guard. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't. And if you get Dustin stuck in that rubber guard, you can literally elbow somebody to death. And it can become a very, very useful tool when somebody's in your full guard because now they have to worry about that rubber guard. Instead of just flicking down, elbowing, and, making it very predictable what you're going to do in the full guard. That's something that Marshall could have done here that might have benefited him, but Nas is doing a really good job of not allowing Marshall to sweep him here. Very, very high level stuff.
And he won't bite on shit here.
Oh, look, he actually tried to go for it right there. Nice transition through. I stand corrected. He tried to go for it.
You have got to be kidding me.
Ooh, nice transition through.
I I gotta fight these guys more, bro, because all of y'all do the weirdest, but most effective shit I've ever seen, bro. Like, I would never just go for mount like that, because it's so easy to deny. And yet, he slips it through every single time. I don't understand what's going on.
That was a great round by Nas.
Incredible. His grappling's really fucking good, too. So pretty much, Charles Oliveira is just the wrong pick. Just the wrong pick. Because you're not going to be able to stop him from backing you up. And on the ground, I don't even know how to describe what I'm feeling right now grappling this guy. He's so well versed in the submission system that, like, I'm just not going to submit him. I don't think so. He'll have to do something just dumb for me to get him in a sub. It's kind of reminding me of Romero with, like, how my matches with him go on the ground in terms of the sub system.
Okay, so I want to touch on a little bit of what Marshall just said right there. It's different because Nas is doing a very good job of just staying patient and trying to transition. He's not really too worried about the threat of getting swept coming back. You know what I mean? Now, if Marshall was able to get Nas on his back and really spend a good amount of time on top, he could probably maybe catch Nas doing something, but Nas is doing a good job of just understanding what's going on and that Marshall is on his back, and Marshall is very, very quick to be punching and trying to fake transition to try to get back to full guard. And because Nas knows that, he's just going for these random transitions that Marshall's talking about, but they're not really random. He's setting them up when Marshall is punching, when Marshall is faking, he's transitioning through. He's using Marshall's aggressiveness off of his back against him. And it's very, very good work because that's what's allowing him to get into these dominant positions and get arm triangles and get those Kimura sweeps and all those different kinds of things. It's because Marshall is being very aggressive with his off the back skills that Charles Oliveira has.
The truth is, a lot of really, really high level players, there are a lot of elite players that, like, they're very good on the ground, but once you enter the submission system, they kind of fall apart. He's not like that.
Ooh, nice counter hook right there by Marshall, though.
Good shit, bro. Holy fuck. You see how he uses the slip to enter the pocket? Yeah, I'm fucked, bro. This is just not good. This is terrible, terrible, terrible idea.
Oh, there's a double leg bail. Then try to take him down. He guts him.
I genuinely thought he would deny that.
Nice sweep right there.
Oh, like what? What? That is the quickest fucking... Bro, I had full GA.
Nice denial.
Why don't you go side control ever? What? Like, why don't you ever go side control? Why? Like, you keep going to mount, and I'm telling myself he's not going to keep doing it, and he keeps doing it. Like, I'm so confused right now.
Because it's working, Marshall. It's working. When something's working, you don't got to go away from it.
You don't go side control. You just consistently go mount. Like, what? Why?
Nice denial.
Oh, fucking did it. Okay.
There's another submission
Okay.
reversal into the Darce.
Bro, come on, bro. I'm not gonna let you submit me. I'm sorry, bro. Like, no. That would just be adding insult to injury, bro. Yeah. So he's a very difficult player to deal with.
You ready to fight?
He's a very difficult. Like you gotta have the right matchup every time, and then that alone is not enough. You gotta like have the right game plan, and it has to involve not letting him do this. I kind of want to see Romero versus his Dustin Poirier. That's kind of what I want to see right now. Romero or GOAT. I want to see how they deal with his Dustin Poirier.
Nice uppercut. Now, they're pretty much, Nas is pretty much doing the same exact things. I'm not pausing it because yeah, we're running like 40 minutes long into this video, and I don't want this video to go that much longer than it has to, but it's pretty much going Nas's way. Nas is pretty much doing the same exact things over and over again, entering in with the same slips. It's pretty much going the exact same way it was earlier and in the past two fights.
Yeah, I'm calling Thanos. It's like this man just evoked Romero. Yeah, I'm calling Thanos. Or like, you know the scene in Avengers where they were like, we have a Hulk. We have a Hulk. Was it Loki? I have an army. And then Iron Man was like, we have a Hulk. That's me right now. Like, bro. It's like, yeah, I have a Romero.
See, there it was again. There is that mistake that Nas makes that's really probably going to cost him against other elite level strikers, is that he overcommits on too many damn shots. He does it repeatedly, multiple times throughout fights.
Also, he's pretty fucking clean. Where is all the cheese everyone told me about? I don't see it. I don't see it. All like, ooh!
Nice double slip.
That was absolutely brilliant.
There it is again.
He fucking saw it and docked right on time. Yo.
Well, now look, Marshall didn't see it. Maybe because he hasn't broken it down. He's been doing that same exact slip combo this entire fight. He did it last fight. He even did it in the Conor fight. It's a tendency, right? And this is what happens. He moves this way, he ducks underneath because he's anticipating a hook coming. He's anticipating a hook that is a counter to a counter. He's done it every single time. Most of the time he's slipping this way, he's slipping underneath because he's anticipating that hook coming. If Marshall would have been able to time it off and read it right and fire off an uppercut, he probably would have been able to get him out of that. But yeah, he's done it repeatedly. So I wouldn't even say that he knew it was coming, that he ducked that head kick. It was a good read, obviously, because he ducked underneath. The head kick went spinning by, but he's been doing it the last 3 fights.
Where is all the cheese everyone told me about? Because this is pure, unadulterated skill. This is just straight up fucking skill, bro.
Nice slip uppy. Ooh. He's hurting him pretty much every single time he hits him now. Nice feint body shot in the uppy.
He faked to the body, then went to the head. Good shit, bro. Wow.
That was a good combo.
Yeah.
That was a really good job by Nas. Not gonna lie. That was a really clean performance. And Marshall kept saying, I don't understand why people, are saying that he's cheesy. A lot of people consider the head movement right now, especially with the slip hooks and slip shots, and you guys have heard me say this before too, slips right now are not nearly as vulnerable as they should be to hooks. So because there's no, and you know, the janky head movement with the double slips, that it can really, really mess up tracking. I feel like that's why a lot of people call Nas's play style cheesy, but that's not really his fault. That's the game's fault. So if we want to talk about, like, it's not like he's necessarily abusing a mechanic when he's doing that. It's more of the game. The game just needs to be adjusted to make those things more vulnerable and maybe slow down double slips. But that's why he's considered very cheesy, because he tends to implement the slips off to the sides. He rips to the body. He slips off, rips hooks, or he'll slip off, do that double slip. And it tends to mess up the tracking a lot. And that's why a lot of people will say that, oh man, he's cheesy because he slips off this way pretty much every time. And I'm not going to lie, that's really irritating to fight. But in this fight, I mean, he did what he did. He had a really good strategy. And even on the ground, it was impressive. When Marshall got him on the ground, or he had Marshall on the ground, he did a really good job of setting up submissions and really controlling somebody that was using a better grappler in this matchup. But overall, great performance by both guys. Nas did a really, really good job. It was a battle of two of the biggest content creators. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What did you guys think of the fights? Did you guys learn anything new about either one of these guys? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Did you enjoy my breakdown of it? Let me know in the comment section. But that's it for the video, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to slap that subscribe button as well as slap that like button. It'd be much appreciated. And until next time, take it easy, be safe, enjoy the rest of your guys' day, afternoon, evening, depending on where you guys are watching this from. And I will see you guys later on, though.